Hi, welcome to the Jeff and Jerry Show. My name is Jeff. I am the Borough Manager of Mount Pleasant, and my co-host looking down from us from the sky is Jerry Lucia. Today we are at beautiful Yough River Park in Connersville, and a little outside my area, but the area is expanding. And today we're going to talk to Brian, who owns a company that he's just starting up. It's a unique company, maybe for the area. We'll find out a little bit more about it. But first, I want to introduce Brian. Brian, it's good to have you on the show.
Hey Jeff, how are you?
Good. So Brian, what's the name of your company?
Youghiogheny stand-up paddleboarding.
Youghiogheny stand-up paddleboarding. And is there a lot of companies like you out there?
I'm actually the first paddleboarding company to do this section of the river from Connersville to Dawson, PA.
Okay, so that's your territory then?
Yep.
Do you have territories like that as part of these companies, or you just happen to be the only one down here?
I'm like the first one to open up a stand-up paddleboarding business on this section of the river.
Okay.
It's not that I actually own it. Yeah, I'm just the first one to open up a business on this section.
And you're from Connersville?
Yes.
Right? You were born and raised here?
Yeah.
You went to high school here?
Yep.
And I think probably everybody knows your family. Your dad, I think everybody knows him from town.
Yeah.
You know, Randy, right? Randy.
Yeah.
So, what made you get into this?
About 3 years ago, I watched this documentary called Take Every Wave, and it's a documentary on Laird Hamilton. He's a big wave surfer, and he actually started to stand-up paddleboarding in the surf culture. And snowboarding is what I do in the winter. I don't have anything to do in the summer, so I needed to find something to do in that season. So I took up stand-up paddleboarding on the river.
Okay. Where was that gentleman from? Around this area?
Laird Hamilton?
Yeah.
He's actually from Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like a professional big wave surfer,
Yeah.
and his wife's Gabby Reese, who's like a professional volleyball
Yeah.
player.
I wish we were doing a show from Hawaii, but Armstrong wouldn't pay for that. So we can do it from Yough. It's the same thing. So Brian, I saw a lot of equipment here, and we have a guest coming in today because, as usual, I'm sorry to say, I was going to be the one that did it. But Armstrong again called Lords of London, and they would not let me. There wasn't enough insurance to let me do this, so I can't do it again, which is disappointing. But the equipment looks very professional, Brian.
Yeah.
The quality looks good. So tell me a little bit about this before we bring in our guest.
All right, so like I said, 3 years ago, I started stand-up paddleboarding, and once I got on the river, I decided I wanted to do stand-up business. So in these past few years, I've just been researching and finding the best paddle boards for our section. Our river, it's really shallow in certain spots, so that's why I went with Hala. They make a really durable board, and plus it's very stable. So when you're to stand on this, it'll take you a few minutes to get your balance, but the stability is there's nothing like it, you know?
Okay. And you stand up or you can kneel, I guess, either way?
Yeah, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay. Can you lay down and do it? Can you lay and just paddle this way if you wanted to?
Yeah, I mean, you could, but I would suggest if you're getting tired of standing, just kneel or sit.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, Adelaide, when you go through there, which is further down the river, it's a slow section, so sometimes I'll actually just lay across my board and like take a 10 or 15 minute nap on the water, you know, because you're moving so slow if you're not paddling.
Yeah, that might be fun.
Yeah.
Now how many people do you take out at one time?
So right now I'm doing 2 people for each tour, but I'm gonna move that up to 4 to 5 people here in the next few weeks.
Okay, and I'm assuming that these are durable, but you don't really do the rapids too much, or do you actually do the rapids?
So we do have Class 1 rapids on this river. During those sections, I have the customers kneel down.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna put them in a situation where they could possibly get injured.
So when you do a tour, do you outline the idea of the tour? If I said I don't want to do the rapids, then you tailor to what my wants and needs are?
Yeah, so what you'll do through the rapids is actually just kneel down, and people kneel down on these paddle boards. It'll be like you going down in a pool raft. It's so relaxed.
Okay.
Actually, people they take inner tubes and pool rafts down this river through these rapids. That's how calm the rapids are.
It looks like it would be hard to fall off of this. I'm assuming very few people fall off.
Oh yeah, definitely. The boards, as you can see, they're really long. They're also really wide, and once again, they are super stable.
Okay. And I saw you have a helmet and a vest. That's the equipment that you always provide, right?
Yeah, for the customers. So by law, you have to have a PFD with a flotation device on the river. So
Okay.
yeah, my customers are required to wear a PFD, and the helmet is just an extra precaution I take to protect their heads.
Okay. And not only do you start this business, you're also a teacher.
Yeah.
In the Connellsville School District?
Yeah.
Okay, well then maybe that could be one of the curriculum, that there could be an elective to take your class out here doing this.
Start stand-up paddleboarding.
That's right.
And then
right.
change it into a class for a high school.
That's right.
That'd be pretty funny.
Well,
Yeah.
it's always a fitness. Everybody has fitness classes, so.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you what, lots of success, and I think maybe we're going to try to bring Dominick in and introduce him for a minute. And here he comes. I want to welcome Dominick from Bikes and Hikes. I'm sure you've seen him on Armstrong.
What's up, Dom?
Thank you.
Dominick's filling in for me because of this. So Dominick, I can tell you were so excited today to be ready for this.
When the weather hit 50, I thought, I want to get out of that.
And I thought about you all the night long and into the morning. I thought to myself, this is a perfect thing for you.
I thought you probably have wetsuits and everything like that.
Well,
ready to go.
we did, but there are other people who have them, so now you don't have a wetsuit today. But that's okay. You're not going to fall off anyhow. But Brian, I'm going to let you two, because I think you're going to show Dominick a little bit about what he needs to learn before you go out. And you'll do this with all your customers, right?
Yeah, so we do a lesson on land. After that, the skills that you learned, you're going to implement them in the water. And then from there, we're going to go from Connellsville to Dawson.
Okay. So there's enough talking. Now it's time to paddleboard. So stay tuned for that.
All right, so Dom,
Yo.
with my SUP tours, I provide a PFD for you and also a helmet. So your PFD is located on your board right over there.
Okay.
I've already loosened it up for you. The only thing you need to do is just put your arms through here, and then you're gonna put your head between the shoulder straps.
Got it?
Yep. So from there, we're gonna tighten it. You can see that you got the shoulder straps right here. And what you're gonna do is grab a hold of these and pull them down.
Gotcha.
Yep, you're gonna hear it tightening as you pull. All right, next thing you're gonna do, you're gonna see the side straps, and you're gonna grab both sides, and you're just gonna pull out in front of you. So actually, you wanna put a hand on both, and then just go like this, and you'll hear it tighten.
All right. You're a little more flexible than me.
And then you also have the bottom side straps as well. So you're definitely gonna wanna tighten those. All right, so to make sure that your PFD is tight enough, what you're gonna do is actually put your thumbs underneath the shoulder straps, and you're gonna go like this, try to lift it. So we're gonna have to tighten a little bit more, because if you fall in the water, you're gonna see like your head's actually gonna be down inside of here.
All right.
So yeah, we wanna tighten it a little bit more around your torso. You could really get the bottom ones, and that's where it's gonna make a difference. So now if you put a little bit of pressure here, it should be better. There you go.
Okay.
If you fall in the water, this thing, it's gonna stick.
Got it.
All right. PFDs, once again, you have to be wearing a PFD when you're on a flotation device in the river, but I also provide a helmet just in case if you were to fall. Always want to protect your head. And this is just like a ski helmet. It has the BOA device in the back right here for loosening and tightening the helmet.
Got it.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead.
Is this gonna mess up my hair?
And then what you want to do with that helmet is just pull up on it a little bit. So you want to tighten the BOA in the back a little bit, because once again, if you fall in the water, you don't want that thing coming right off, you know? Don't tighten it too much where you're gonna get a headache, okay?
My head was starting to crack.
So your PFD's good, your helmet's good. Next thing we're gonna take a look at are the paddles that we're gonna be using today. These are Youghiogheny. And what's cool about these paddles, they're adjustable. So right here, you can see, we're just gonna flip that up. And then you can see the height adjustments. And we're gonna adjust it to your height. I'm a little bit over 6 foot. So I'm gonna put it right here. And now push down on this and it'll lock it in place for you.
Okay.
All right, so your paddles are great. Now, the cool thing about these is they're gonna provide a lot of stability for you, okay? So once we do get in the water, the more the blade's in the water, the more balance you're gonna have, okay?
Whatever you say.
And another thing is you want the blade to always be pointing away from you. So if you look right here, right now the blade's pointing away from me. So the blade's pointing towards you right now. So turn it around and then you can see how your hand fits right into the T-grip. You feel how your fingers go right underneath?
Yep.
Okay, so make sure the blade's always pointing away from you, and the more you have this in the water, the more stability you're gonna have.
Okay.
Cool. All right, next thing we're gonna talk about is positioning on the board, okay?
Seems really...
So where you're gonna get the most stability on this board is actually in the center. We all have different shoulder widths, so your foot stance is gonna vary compared to mine. You might have to go a little bit wider than me if you got wider shoulders, but you can see right now I'm in the center, and take a look where my heel is with the mid handle. It's like right there in the middle as well. So if you just come up just a little bit more, that's perfect, man. Very good. So that's where you're gonna get most of your stability on the board. Now I'm gonna talk about how you actually get up, because we're gonna start in a kneeling position when we get in the water.
Got it.
So let's just kneel down here in the center. And we're gonna take the shaft of the paddle and just put it right here on the board. Here, I'll come like this so we don't hit. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna be kneeling down, and you can, right now, just push some weight into it, okay? You feel how stable the board is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna apply some force into the board, and you're gonna look forward, and when you do that, you're gonna bring your feet up and continue to look forward and just squat right up.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna jump like...
Squat right up, yeah.
Okay.
And as soon as you do that, get the blade in the water, because once again, it's gonna provide a lot more stability for you.
Okay.
Let's talk about falling, okay?
Uh-huh. What for?
Huh?
What
Just
for?
in case. Yeah, there's a certain way to fall on these boards, all right? So let's say you start to lose your balance. You do not want to just bunny hop right off, okay? Because the river is shallow in certain areas, and if you do that, there's a chance you're gonna mess up your ankles.
Okay.
So do not jump off the board. Next common mistake is, and this happens a lot with people when they tend to lose their balance, to regain their balance, they start to walk backwards. If you do that, the board's gonna continue to go forward down the river, and you're just gonna walk right off the back of it, okay?
Like a skateboard.
So if
That's if you fall off, right?
So if you do lose your balance and you feel like you're gonna fall, the only thing you're gonna do is just fall forward like that, okay? You wanna fall onto this board.
Okay.
And once again, this board, not only is it stiff, but the deck has a very good cushion, okay? You're not gonna get hurt by falling onto this board. It's an inflatable. It's not like you're falling onto cement, all right? So once again, if you lose your balance, you feel like you're gonna fall, don't jump off, don't walk backwards, just fall forward on the board, and you can sit there and kneel until you regain your balance and you feel comfortable enough to look forward and stand back up again. Any questions so far?
Why am I getting more nervous and more nervous?
You should feel like you're getting more, you should feel like your confidence is like increasing, you know?
Nervous is good. Nervous is good. You're fine. The class was good.
All right, so we talked about how the paddle needs to be pointed away from you. The more the blade's in the water, the more stability you're gonna have. Once again, we talked about if you stand in the center of the board, you're gonna have more stability. And if you do fall, where are we falling?
On the board.
Yeah. We're not walking off the back or jumping off, right?
No, I'm staying dry. That's the goal.
Yeah. You're not gonna get wet today. You're not falling in. If you were to fall in, though, okay?
Jeff
If you
will save
were
me.
to fall in, okay? I'm gonna be there to help you get back on your board. But right now, I'm gonna show you how you're gonna get back up on it. So the sides of the boards are called rails, all right? And this is what you don't wanna do. So when you come to your board, if you're in the water, you do not wanna put your hands on the rail that's closest to you and then try to push yourself up on the board, because the only thing that's gonna do is push the board down into the water, and this is gonna tip right on top of you. So if you do fall in the water, you're gonna come over to your board, you're gonna grab this mid handle, and then you're gonna grab the handle on the rail that's furthest away from you, and you're just gonna pull yourself up onto the board, okay? You'll get right back up. And once again, I'm gonna be right there with you to assist you back onto your board. That's not gonna happen today, right, Dom?
I don't know.
That wasn't that much to learn, was it?
No.
Sign those waivers, don't worry.
Yeah.
All right.
So now you're going to go down to the... Oh.
Not yet. I was just putting some distance between you and I.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you the different types of strokes.
Okay.
Okay? So the first one we're gonna talk about is the forward stroke, okay?
Yep.
There's 4 parts to it. There's the catch, there's the power stroke, there's the exit, and then there's the recovery. So when we're talking about the forward stroke, the first part's called the catch. Before we begin this stroke, what I want you to do is go ahead, take your paddle. You're gonna kind of do like a bicep pose like this, all right? And you're gonna make what's called the paddler's box. So you actually wanna bring your hands in closer, okay? That's perfect, right there. So that's the hand position for your paddle, right here, what you have right now, okay?
Okay.
All right, so now you can go back on your board. All right, so with the forward stroke, we got the catch, and what you're gonna do is just reach forward like this, and here's gonna be your blade, all right? You see where my hand is, how I'm kind of like leaning forward?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be a lot in the hips. So what you're gonna do is just thrust your hips forward, and when you do that, you're gonna do the power stroke, and the blade comes back, all right? Then you're gonna do the exit. So that's the blade exiting where your feet is, right here. And you're just gonna bring it to the side like this. And this is called the recovery, and that sets you up for the catch again. And that's gonna be the forward stroke.
Okay.
So once again, it'll be a lot in the hips and also in the lats. If you use your lats and hips, you're taking your arms out of the equation, which is good, you know? Lats and hips are a lot harder.
Should I have stretched first?
No, you'll be all right. But yeah, your lats and hips are a lot stronger than your arms, so yeah. All right, so the closer this blade is to the rail, the more the board's gonna track in a straight line. So the better your tracking's gonna be. When you start to take the blade further out, it's gonna turn you more. That's why we have other strokes called the forward sweep and reverse sweep. So for example, if I wanted to turn left, I could do the forward sweep, which is I'm gonna bring my blade clear here, out front, and I'm just gonna bring it to the back of my board. And it's actually gonna turn my board left, all right? Now to turn my board right on this side, it's called the reverse sweep. So that would be me coming from the back and going to the front. And now I'll turn my board to the right, okay? So once again, the closer this is to the board, the straighter you're gonna be. The further it goes out, the more you're gonna turn. So also you're gonna pick up some speed and you might wanna slow down. So what you're gonna do then, it's called the reverse stroke.
Okay.
Okay? So you know the forward stroke, how we started out front here and then we came back. The reverse stroke, you're just gonna start in the back and you're gonna come forward like this. And it'll slow you down. Yep. Any questions?
A few, but no, I'm good to go, man.
Good to go? So here's the thing, when we get in and out of the water, we're not in a rush, okay? So just make sure to take your time so you don't slip on any rocks. Once again, this is just a tour to have a fun time on the river. If we go a little bit over the tour time, that's fine. You had more time in the water then, okay?
I'll be an expert.
Yeah. That's, by the end of this, I hope to see like a huge improvement, and like you said, you look like you've been paddleboarding like your whole entire life.
I think that was an excellent lesson. I really do. I mean, you covered a lot, Brian.
Yeah.
Did you pick up most of that, Dominic?
Jeff, you really set me up good. Thank you.
No, well, you're welcome. I think this is, I really love to see this because you're such a good biker and hiker that I figure you would be good for this too.
Well, we're always trying to find new things to explore, so out on the water in the 50-degree cold seems like something that really we wanted to add to bikes and hikes too.
Just like Venice, Italy. You know what I mean? That's
No.
how I picture this. That's how I picture this. Well, I can't wait to see you both. And I wish I could be there, but I will be rooting you on from the shore. I can't wait. Hey, Dominic, I wish I could be there. I really do. This is
I
killing
think
me.
I just got a carp in my shoe.
This is killing me.
See how like chalky it is right now. So the shaft of the board, sorry, the shaft of the paddle. Go ahead, aim for that. Board right now. Yep, just wheel right on the board. Right hand.
Okay.
Just pick up the paddle. Go for it on the knees.
Easy as pie.
Hand underneath the seat. Oh.
Hey, that looks like fun.
And Tom, look at me. So right now, lean forward, bring my feet up. You can see look here. I'm in a squat position. I'm just gonna squat right up. Put my blade into the water. Squat up. Stick the blade in there. There you go.
Woo!
Adjust your feet. Just a little bit forward and plug towards stability. Well, you just put your blade in the water and then you just walk forward.
You think, huh? Oh, I think it's great. First of all, I thought Brian did a good job with the lessons. And Dominic, he's a quick learner. They do look like they're having fun. Yeah. Brian seems to be a little bit more calm. Dominic seems to be a little bit more nervous. Just an
A
observation.
little bit forward like this.
Victory! I didn't think my shoes were going to get wet though. I thought maybe.
We forgot to tell you that. Look at him go. I think Dominic's on his own now.
Doing good, Dom. Hey, Dom, try paddling back towards us. So, back here, you see I'm just walking right back onto the board.
Yeah, I don't feel it. I'm not ready for it.
It's alright.
I think you are, Dominic.
No, that's too much forward, Dom.
Yeah. Keep going, Dominic.
You want to keep the blade behind you and then just walk back.
Hey. No, don't hit me.
No, my friend.
Now you have to go get it.
I'll get it.
Did you mean to do that, Dominic? Is that planned?
Yes, yes. I thought quickest way to get off.
That was very good. Okay, Brian. Well, first of all, it was an excellent tour. I thought you did a great job teaching Dominic on his first day. And Dominic, I don't think we could have had a better guest come do this paddleboarding.
I had a blast. Thanks for the invite, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brian, if I wanted to get a hold of you, how do I get a hold of you to set up a tour?
So my phone number is 724-880-1530. And to actually book a tour, you want to go to www.YoughSUP.com.
Okay, and you're open 24/7 to take the phone numbers and get the tours?
My hours for the phone service is 3 to 6.
Okay.
The tours, they need to be booked 24 hours in advance.
Most of the time, daytime?
We got 2 tours. We got a morning tour that starts at 9, and tours run for about 2 to 3 hours. So you'll be getting off the river anywhere between, I would say, 11 or 12, okay? And then we got an evening tour, which begins at 4 p.m. And once again, so like it's 2 to 3 hours a tour, so you'll be getting off the river anywhere between 6 and 7.
Okay. Hey, Dominic, give me this. I have made a decision, Dave. I'm going to forgo Armstrong's restriction on me. I'm going to take the paddleboarding trip here, and I don't care what Armstrong says. I'll sign the waiver.
Jeff, you're doing a great job.
Thanks, Brian. I know I'm a natural. I didn't need any lessons. What are you doing? Well, I'm better on the land than I am in the water.